plastic bag, drifting through the wind, wanting to start again. Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you? You've just got to ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night, like the 1st of July. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you were. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what your colors burn. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down. You don't have to feel like a waste of space. Your original cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds, after a hurricane comes a rainbow. Maybe the reasons why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow, and when it's time you'll know you just got to ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night, like the 1st of July. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you were. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down. Boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside of you, you, you. And now it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burn. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down. Baby, you're a firework.
Pierre, you are fireworks.
I am.
You are indeed, sir. Thank you for that magnificent opening song. I just absolutely love it. And you know what? Some days we do feel like a plastic bag blowing in the wind. But you know what? There's always a bit of fireworks inside of you, inside of me, and that's the spark of life.
Exactly.
And just like our month is expansion, it is expansive, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Fireworks go up and they make a loud bang and they fill the sky with light. So they shine light where there's darkness. So thank you for that fabulous opening song, Pierre. We'll talk to you a little bit later.
Yep.
And right now, what I'd like to do is to take a moment and to just welcome you, if you're joining us here on this magnificent, wonderful Wednesday. We call it our mid-break service. So welcome, and thank you for bringing your consciousness here right now with us. At this moment, I'd just like us to just come into this moment and become fully present right here, right now. Recognize that there is one divine source, one light, one universe, one planet, one thing that we call God, and whether you call it divine or you call it God or you call it love, whatever you call it, it is expansive and it exists right here, right now. And each and every one of us who is tuning in live right now, or who tuning in online, or who tune in whenever you tune in to watch this, recognize that we are connected to this divine source, this light, this energy. And as such, we carry this beautiful fireworks inside of us that is expanding and always ever growing. Recognize that right here, right now, you've come to this place on purpose. You've come here with an intention. May that intention be filled with love. May that intention go into the world. That is what we're here to do. That is what we do as a community. That is what we do as a center. And that is what we do as individuals. We get to share our light with the world. So recognize that that's what you're here for. I am so grateful for your showing up. I am so grateful for this energy that we are creating, that we call love, that we call life force. And I'm so grateful for all that has transpired and all that is yet to transpire tonight and beyond tonight. So I release that to this beautiful law, this law that just knows to do. It responds to what we really focus on and what we really want. So I release it to that law, knowing that it is done. And together we say, and so it is. At this point, I am just so very excited. As you know, this is kind of a special night here at the center. And it's going to unfold perfectly. I just know that it's going to unfold perfectly. And with that, I just want to take this moment to invite our practitioners into the room, our beautiful practitioners at the center who have been here and participated over the last year and have, tooth and nail learned and grew and expanded in their own practices, as well as in the practice of trying to make sure that this experience continued, that this experiment in life on a Wednesday nights would continue. And all of that energy that came together over the last year still exists. And so I want to say welcome to the incredible Michelle, and to Nick, and to Hester, and to Carrie, and of course Pierre. Anyway, I love all of you guys so much, and I think we are going to have an incredible treatment. And a treatment, for those of you who are relatively new, who have heard the term before, is basically an affirmative prayer. It is sending energy out into the world. It is making energy into a desired outcome. And it's continuing to know that truth, that spiritual truth, until it actually is made manifest. So get ready for an expansive experience right here, right now. Are you guys all ready? You can nod or give thumbs up if you're ready to go with this expansive treatment. That's wonderful. Awesome, guys. So I'm going to kick us off by starting this treatment, and I'll start with the affirmative. And that is, as I said, there's one divine source, one light, one beauty, one joy. And we call it divine. We call it, the greatness. We call it love, light, peace. We call it God. Whatever name you use, it's still the same thing. And so I invite everybody to become present fully right here, right now, wherever you are. And just allow yourself to become immersed in the words and the energy that is coming at you as we move into this recognition that we are this divine source, that we are this light. Rumi says that we are not the ocean. We are not a drop in the ocean. We are the ocean in a drop. That is what our philosophy teaches, that we are not God. We are God within all of us. God is not something outside of ourselves that creates a life. It is something within us. It is something that we are part of. We are all connected to this divine source. And with that in mind, knowing that that's what this thing called God or this thing called life is, I pass this on to Michelle, who will take us through the next.
Good evening and welcome, everybody. My pillar this evening is health. Let's all get into the rhythm of the universe, which is always expanding now. Let's get into the rhythm of the tide. Tide in, tide out. Let's all get into the rhythm of our breath. Let's all take a conscious breath in and out. Focus on your breath. In and out. Let all the tension go with the out breath. Health is the greatest of all human blessings. My body is whole, well, and strong now. Health is our natural birthright. The less fear you have, the more health and harmony you will have. Attention. Silence. Listen. I am cool, calm, and collected. Every cell in my body is relaxed and oozes out calmness. I have perfect circulation, perfect assimilation, and perfect elimination. I am love, loved, and lovable. My body is healing and improving in every moment. Everything I need comes to me at the perfect time. I am grateful and content with my life now. I am free from past and future failure. I let go of all perceived limitation. I am free from past and future failures. I let go of all perceived limitations. I let go of all pain in my past. I replace all negative thoughts with positive thoughts. I already have everything I need for a wonderful, happy, and healthy life. I'll pass the next to Nick. Thank you.
And I want to say a word about relationship. I know that the universal creative source, the loving source, is creating constantly from a spectrum of possibilities. The loving origin is originating growth and expansion in our world, in the world of experience. And everything in creation is in relationship. Every part of divine creation is interacting, being part of a co-creation. And I'm grateful to be in this web of relationships. I'm grateful to be offering my unique contribution. And as I participate in my own unique way by fashioning the spectrum of possibilities in my way, I welcome all the creation of everyone around me. Each of us is unique. Each of us is making our own unique contribution, and we're all drawing our life from loving source. And here in this New Thought community, I'm committed to being my best, to evolve toward my highest good. And as I do that, I bring my personal evolution into the network of relationships. And as I change myself, I change everything around me. And this beautiful, loving process just goes on. And I'm always here, always offering my unique contribution. And now I hand it over to Hester.
Good evening, everyone. My theme for this evening is on expression, divine expression. As I sit here in my sacred space, knowing that wherever I am, God is, I know and feel that there is something greater within me. That is one creative power, one divine energy, one unconditional love that flows creativity through me as me. It is forever active, forever expanding, forever changing, and forever exploding unlimited creative expression within me and everywhere in the universe. The creative higher self, which I refer to as God, is the energy of my life's force, and it exists within every aspect of my life. It provides me generously with all that I need to support and sustain me in all that serves me to my highest good, while working in complete harmony with love, beauty, and intelligence. I know all this not only for myself, but for each of us, no matter where or who we are. I know and accept that changes are inevitable. Look around as we welcome beautiful autumn weather, with the trees changing their leaves to glorious colors, preparing for what lies ahead. It is also proven here today by the temporary shutting of our Global Truth Center. However, I do know that this change encompasses all the qualities that is God. To me, our center, no matter what name, is and always will represent the light within me in the world that appears to be so chaotic at times. Just like the beautiful trees in autumn, I will prepare myself by expanding my consciousness to greater heights, by continue to practice all I have learned from Global Truth Center Toronto. With deep faith, I know the next season will bring us a stronger new beginning to set us on the path to longevity, abundance, intelligence, and togetherness, the way it has always meant to be. Or we simply let it unfold as it should. I see a new center opening with creative expressions flowing from all the active minds that is coming together, where everyone is joyous and living abundantly. We celebrate our new beginnings, enriching a wider and vibrant community that supports and appreciates us for who we are. There is so much unconditional love flowing, strengthening the ties that binds us as one. The energy swirling around is intoxicating as people drift from one to the next, freely expressing themselves with greetings, laughter, and sharing their experiences with our teachings. I say welcome to our new beginning. I now pass it on to Carrie.
And as I breathe in these truths, these true words that have been spoken, I realize right here and right now that as I breathe in the abundance of air. And as I breathe out, I breathe the abundance of my existence. So even in the act of breathing in and breathing out, I can experience abundance right here and right now. There is only one beautiful, intelligent energy in back of everything. And that is brilliantly expressed individually as each and every one of us. And even as we each are a drop of sea containing the all, we are also the drops in the sea. We are all joined. We are all together in this abundant universe. God only wants for us to have, to do, to be, to express brilliantly, lovingly, perfectly. And so abundance is our birthright. Abundance of health, abundance in relationships, abundance in creative expression, and abundance in terms of money. For money is just energy. So our energy is abundant and flowing. And as that flows, money flows in for my use and out into the world for good. And I am grateful for this abundance. I'm grateful for my abundant talent. I am grateful for my abundance of healthy food. I am grateful for the abundance of health in my body. I am grateful for abundance as money that flows to me and for my family and flows out to feed others and other families, to allow people to express themselves in their brilliant work, in their brilliant creative expression. And so I allow myself to sink into this abundant knowing that is all of our birthright. And I know right here and now, each of us steps into that abundance as we understand it. And I also allow for the space so that each of us right here and right now, knowing our abundant level, can step in to a little bit more and be there. A little more health, a little more wealth, a little more depth to our relationships, a little more spark in our creativity. And I know right here and right now, as we settle into this little more of abundance, it becomes the new normal. And I breathe into this new normal. And I feel the gratitude of knowing this new, abundant, normal life, which is my life, which is our birthright, each and every one of us, right here and right now. And with a full and grateful heart, I feel the gratitude for our knowing, the gratitude for this abundant, the gratitude for this time right here and right now to be with, express as law the truths that we know. And I pass it on to Fred.
But yes, carrying in that same vein of gratitude, I just recognize the tremendous amount of energy and life force that each and every one of us bring to this moment right here and right now. And expressing this moment of gratitude for all that has transpired, for all that has been declared, for all of the affirmations and all of the declarations that were just made, to recognize how powerful they are. We understand that there's one divine universe. We understand that we are connected to that. And as we declare, as we focus, as we declare what it is that is ours to declare, as Carrie says, our birthright of joy and happiness, I give great gratitude for that. And I understand the power of the intention. I understand the power of the word and that what backs the word. And so with that grateful heart, with that expressive knowing, I release this word into the law, knowing that it is done. And together we'll say, and so it is. Namaste.
For We'll be there to catch you if you fall. Love, give and take. Love makes the world a safer place. Caring is love, and love is all we need to be free. Caring is love, and love is all we need to be free.
Yeah, what a stunning song. Love is caring is love. Love is care. It's all energy. It's all love. And when we can just, when we can just melt in and live into that love, that's what being a practitioner is. That's what being a minister is. It's a life of service, and if it comes from a place of love, that energy is what carries us spiritually throughout our lives. We don't think of those times in our lives when somebody came along with a message, and it wasn't just the words, it was what we felt. And that feeling, that's what that song evoked for me. It just reminded me of all the times that, I talk about my grandmother. She was 57 when she passed away. And she was a large woman. Her heart was as big as her body. She was just a huge lady. But I remember her hugs. And I was describing this to somebody recently. October the 4th will be her death anniversary from 1971. So she's been gone a long time. But I remember being a 7-year-old boy, and I would see her, and she would put her arms out, and then she would bend down and bring me up on her body and just hold me and cradle me in this moment. And I've never forgotten that. So my mind goes back to that. And when I heard that song, that's what came up for me, that feeling cradled in love. That's what it is. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah. So thank you for evoking that memory in me. That's very kind of you.
Don't mention. Well, you did mention it, but I always say, don't mention it, but you did. But that's great.
All right. Well, Pierre, again, we'll see you a little bit later. Thank you
Okay.
for that
Thank
beautiful
you.
song and that beautiful rendition. And of course, all of our practitioners are here now again with us. And I just thought I'd throw out a couple of questions. The first question is, maybe two of you can answer. What does the definition expansion mean to you personally in your life? Why don't we start there? And so I think Carrie, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking in terms of like day-to-day practicality. That's where I like to start my life anyway. And when I think expansion, I think of the phrase, what if? So I love that phrase, what if? So for example, if I have something that I have to do and it feels challenging, I can say to myself, well, what if it were easy? I am not a big fan of making phone calls to service providers like, telephone or insurance or these places. So I always have to expand it a little bit, expand it to know that I'm actually reaching out to somebody who actually wants to help me. What if that's what they wanted to do today? And what if this phone call could be brilliantly easy? So I love the what if for an expanding thing. So even if something's going well and I've stepped into something that's amazing, then I can use the what if. It's like, what if this is my new normal?
Right.
What if I can become comfortable in this place that I've now expanded to?
Right.
What if I totally deserve exactly what happened? It was brilliant, and I did that.
Absolutely. Hey, I did a talk on what if one time, and it was like, we always think of what if it doesn't work, or what if, but we never think
if it
what if it does, right?
What if it works?
So I did the whole talk around when what if comes into your head, instead of doing what if and then going to the negative, what if, and then assert the impositive, right? So well done.
So that's my take on expansion.
Beautiful. Expand, keep expanding it. Keep doing that. That's wonderful. And I think, Michelle, you're next.
I think Nick was.
Oh, Nick. Yeah, Nick, go ahead. Sorry.
Or
Might have been Hester,
I would
actually.
like to defer to Hester, if that's okay.
Oh,
Oh, well, right
don't
now we're
think
doing,
so.
hold on. Right now we're still doing personal expansion. We're going to do community
Yeah.
expansion in a minute.
Okay, so I'm
Hester?
personal. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, to me, there's so many different kinds of ways to expand, but I'll stick to the safe one, which is spiritual awareness. To me, expansion means a forever increasing in consciousness, to be in a conscious state of awareness. And I'll tell you, for the past 2 weeks, I've been in nothing but we're doing mental muscle and my coaching course, my spiritual coaching class that I started as well. They both complement each other. And I'll tell you, with Dr. Mellon, I know that I've expanded tremendously. I can even feel my head ready to fall apart.
Esther, I know about this. I don't know if you know, but when Mental Muscle started back in 2009, it actually started in 2007. But the first time that Dr. James Mellon did the course, a Mental Muscle, that Michelle and I were two of the first people to do it online, and we did 5 of them. 5 mental muscles. And people say, well, why do you keep doing them? And we're like, why would we stop it? Like, it's like layer of an onion. It's so expansive where every time we did it, something new emerged. So I understand expansion in that regard.
Yes, it's been very interesting. So I've expanded. I'm even writing in a journal, something that I don't really and did not enjoy doing, but I look forward to doing it. I'm closer to nature.
Beautiful.
I don't complain, because one of the things that we work on is the complaining factor.
No complaining week.
No complaining week, and boy, I had to put that on the heavy manners, because I didn't realize I complained so much, but most of my complaining was to myself.
Right. Yes. But Hester, when I was in class, the first class, I worked in a complaint department. So he says no complaining. I thought, okay, listen.
That'll be a ride. And James
so
said,
yeah, but it really truly wakes you up to that, right? Not only people complaining, but ourselves complaining to ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
As you said, Hester, most of it is the complaining that we do to ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where, but I'm trying to curb that down.
Good.
Because it's absolutely ridiculous,
Good,
so
good,
anyway,
good.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying my expansion right now.
Awesome. Well, continue to enjoy it, even as we move out of the month of expansion. And speaking of that, actually, and to you, Michelle and Nick, I will throw out, what does expansion mean when we talk about it in terms of our philosophy, in terms of new thought or religious science? What does it mean for that?
Yeah, it's perfect for tonight for me. expansion. So to continue what I'm doing, you know, this philosophy, this faith, this way of life has transformed my life by renewing my mind. So keep remembering who I am, stick to the truth, keep expanding in all ways, keep making elegant choices. I'm just so grateful. I'm in a sitting in gratitude right now, like a total attitude of gratitude, because I'm seeing it all. The last 12 years on the board, whatever. You know, we've seen it all and we've experienced it, and we've seen people experience this. And like you said earlier, it's a feeling, it's a good feeling. And I'm not going away. I know that.
Beautiful.
So I want to remain in service to the community and continue with my practice.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And Michelle, I wanted to reference something you said during our group treatment about increasingly higher levels of good health. That's a really old theme in New Thought writing. The historic writers from the 19th century, Phineas Quimby and Thomas Troward, talked about that. And that's what expansion means to me. And on a personal level, it's the transformation I've gone through to be just better able to do what I do in the world. And I think about the expansion of the New Thought way of our way of thinking, the way it's working its way around the society. I had a surprising conversation on Facebook with my first cousin. He was telling me about quantum physics and how it changes our view of the world. And I said, yeah, I know that already. And it was quite a surprise that we both got into this. So this is my idea of expansion and building relationships.
Very, very well said. All of you, very well said. I think, you know, as we think of expansion as individualized expressions of this grand thing that we call the universe, or whatever name we give it, that we all come at these things from a personal perspective, no matter what we look at. And yeah, expansion doesn't mean, I think there's a misconception sometimes that expansion means always going big. And the reality is sometimes it means retracting. Sometimes it means taking a quiet moment, right? Like take a look at your spirituality and go back to the basics. That's expansive, because you don't go back to the basics where you were at the beginning. You go back with all of the foundations that you've already had. You know, as a community, we've done that. I mean, we've moved through this with, you know, I mean, it didn't begin with us. It doesn't end with us. We have, you know, Dr. James Mellon. We have, you know, now Dr. Reverend Jonathan Zenz. We have, you know, now Dr. Reverend Helen Vallot. We have all of those shoulders that we stood on. Barbara Chanel Trudel, who came before all of them to start the center. That's what expansion is. It's not idle. And to Nick's point, when you look back at Phineas Quimby and all of those people, they were talking about it from a health belief sort of perspective, right? 10 questions. You'll get healthy if you believe this way, if you live this way, if you believe you're healthy, all of those things. And we have managed to understand through quantum physics, which is what it was then, but they didn't call it that. We have managed to understand the value of our own input into everything. So we are at choice to have something expansive. So all of you have just opened my mind in other directions and things that I'd been thinking all throughout the day or this last month, for example. And so thank you all for that amazing contribution to remind me where I am on this journey as well. So I personally want to say thank you to all of you for participating in that moment and in this amazing night that we're calling expansive. We have an affirmation. I'll read it and then I'll invite you to join me in saying it. And this is our affirmation. I really want you to feel it. We're actually I'm gonna say it once and then we're gonna say it twice together, because once will be the test and the second time will be concretization. So here we go. My mind is opened to infinite possibilities. Together, my mind is open to infinite possibilities. And one more time from the heart. My mind
is
open
with
to infinite possibilities. And as we say, and so it is, there's a declaration to be made right there. So I want to thank you all. I'm going to chat for a few minutes and then we'll come back as a group again and we'll have some fun at the end of this thing. So let's just, I'm just invite everybody just to come into this moment and just be present for this message that I want to share. And I have to tell you, that was really interesting because throughout the last year, I have always worried that my technology would not work when it needed to work for the service. And lo and behold, tonight was the night. So I find it incredibly ironic. So I had to run and grab another computer and just make it work. So it really was grounding to know that this thing that I was worried about all year happened. And yet here we are. We're still moving through this experience. So my message tonight is basically, first of all, I want to say thank you for bringing your consciousness here, as you always do on Wednesday nights or whenever you happen to be watching it. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. As you know, this is the last week that we'll be discussing expansion. I hope that you've been implementing it throughout the month. I'll ask you a question. What does expansion mean to you? What does it look like for you? Are you focusing expansion in all areas of your life? We talked about the 4 pillars. Let me remind you what those are, because it's like 4 tables on a chair, or 4 legs on a chair, or 4 legs on a table. You need it for balance. That is health, that is wealth, that is creative expression, and that is relationship. Are you focusing and expanding in all of those areas? And what does that expansion look like? And here's the thing, if you say that nothing is expanding in your life or it's never really expanded, that's not true. Here's the truth. You know that you've expanded before. Expansion exists. And here's the thing, you've been doing it your entire life. The question is, have you been doing it consciously? Because here's the truth, you haven't come to this place. You didn't arrive here without going through expansion. And expansion sometimes looks like hurt. Sometimes it looks like pain, loss. Sometimes it looks like the ground is shaking underneath you. Sometimes it comes through love. Sometimes it comes through tears. Sometimes it comes through ends of relationships or the end of something. Or as Patrick Farron says, Reverend Patrick Farron out of Hawaii says, who is one of my mentors and somebody who I absolutely adore. He posted something the other day that said, the finish line is also the starting line, because as you finish something, something else begins. So you've been doing this your whole life. And I just want to say, take a moment to celebrate that. You made it this far. Celebrate it. I once did a talk where he said, ta-da, when you walk in a room, just say, ta-da, I'm here, I made it. And that's where you are on your spiritual journey. That's where you are in your life. You've made it this far. But here's the thing, if you could consciously choose what it is that you want to show up in your life and focus on it and decide that that is what you want to expand, and then allow what needs to come in, that's where expansion is. This month, I'll give you an example. This month, for me, I stated that I wanted to expand on the word God. I had issues with the word God in my life because God has been used to weaponize all of these things. And yet the truth about it is that it is just simply love. And I've always been able in my life to be expansive to the concept of God because I just change it to love. And I want to be able to say, no, God is love. And anything that does not represent love is not expansive. It is restricting to me. And so that's the place where I live my life from. And you know what? It is showing up in so many ways. I've been reading new books. I've been reconnecting. I actually have, a niece who actually is now taking Bible studies because she wants to understand where this story came from, how this all transpired. And that's part of a personal spiritual journey that she's on. We are all on that spiritual journey. And remember this, there's nothing that separates me from my good. Say that to yourself over and over again. There's nothing that separates me from my good. Use it. Because the only thing that can separate me from my good is my own turning away from it, my own blocks, my own barriers. You know, as a community, we've experienced a lot in this last year. We have expanded. We went from Sunday services to no Sunday services to Wednesday evening services. We have a whole bunch of people who are learning about this philosophy for the first time. Remember when you walked into a place for your very first time and you started to hear words that mattered and you went, oh my God, that makes sense. That's been happening. And what is reflective of that is, I mean, it's the messages that I hear from people. It's the messages that I hear from people who are coming to this philosophy, asking questions and wanting to learn more. That is what expansion is. I mean, here we are 1 month later, and a bunch of people are watching us who never watched us before. I understand the power of intention. We have all had great intentions, from our board members to our practitioners, to Pierre, our music guy, to the visiting, ministers that we've had. All of us have come together with that intention to spread the word and to keep it going. I read this poem and I wanted to share it. I put it in the newsletter, so it's there if you want to revisit and look in the newsletter, but here it is. I wanted to read it to you tonight. It says, I read this just as we had talked about moving the center into another direction, into another manifestation. It says, I now accept all that I have hoped for and believed in. There is nothing in me that can doubt that good will make its appearance in my experience. There is nothing in me that can dissipate my faith or dim its clear realization. I see everything, that which I know to be, I see in everyone that which I know to be true about myself. Therefore, everyone I think of is blessed by my thoughts, because I know that I'm blessed. And that is actually from the book, This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. And it's just a short little book. And I read it just at the perfect time. So know that the only barrier between what it is that you want in life and what it is that you have in life is you. You know, things like worry, doubt, fear, they're expansion killers. Don't let them rule your life. Let them visit, say thank you, and then move them on. Find the truth. Do not allow the circumstances to keep you back. I mean, do not allow those circumstances. I mean, we could look at this, changing of the center that we're experiencing right now as something that can be, something that could be a terrible thing. And yet I don't see it that way. I see it as expanding into whatever it's meant to metamorphosize into. I see it as expansive for each and every one of us who are going nowhere, who are here. We're all here to serve. Nothing changes about that. Nothing. Remember, live your best life. For me, this last year, it's past. I mean, it has deepened my faith in every possible way. Every circumstance has been just another opportunity to go deeper into the philosophy, to question it and find the answer, and to know that it all comes back to love. And the circumstances, let me tell you, the earth can be shaking under my feet, but I am a pillar because I know who I am. I know my truth. I know what it is that I'm supposed to be. I know who I am. And each and every one of us, as we become stronger in our faith and our convictions of life, whatever that is, know that we also are the pillar. Nothing can shake us in the foundation when the earth starts to shake, when we know who we are. I want to say, I cannot believe how many people have reached out to me and encouraged me this last year, and I am so filled with gratitude. There's nothing that says you're on the right track when people come forward and tell you that you've made a difference in their life. And I know that each of our practitioners have made a difference in people's lives as well. So what's tomorrow? Tomorrow I awake the same way I did this morning. I know that the sun will rise, and I know only good. I know that only good will transpire. So this is the last service that we're going to have on Wednesday. And like I said, it is expansive. It's an opportunity for us to take a look at things that were not working and find something for ourselves in life that is working. Hester stepping into, into another course and expanding. I mean, all of us will continue to do that and continue to serve. And, I wanted to say, continue your practice. Practitioners, continue your practice. Don't stop practicing. Continue whatever it is that brings you joy in life. And I want to say that I'm not going anywhere. I have another website called revfred.ca. Visit me there if you'd like. It's .ca because I say it's Canada. That's how you remember. It's not .com. But you know what? Reach out to practitioners still. Send an email, send a message. I love hearing from you. What you don't realize is that I do get to read all of the messages that come in every week when you're watching. So continue to send those. I love that. Continue the message. So here's what I want to say to everybody. Go live in love. Go find your thing. Go find those things that will make you happy in your life. It is your birthright, as Carrie stated, it's your birthright. Enjoy every day. Find the things that you need to support you. Find the people and the sources of everything that you need to support your continued journey, whether it's books, whether it's friends, whether it's a community again, whether it's whatever that looks like. And know that we are all open to hearing from all of you, whatever it is that you'd like to share. And here's what I want to add to the final note that I want to say is spread love. Be the blessing in this planet that you know that we need. Spread it everywhere you go. Spread it to everyone that needs it. And especially yourself. Oh, continue to love yourself. Thank you. And namaste. Whew. Thank you, everyone. Wow. So this is I don't know where this is coming from, but it needs to come, I suppose. This is a moment where I just want to say, all the practitioners come back in and Pierre and everybody. I just want to say, thank you all. Thank you to the board members. Thank you to, Dr. Liza who showed up, and thank you to Dr. Lori who showed up, and Reverend Dale and Lesia and everybody else who's helped support us, Dr. James, who has been a tremendous support to our community. And thank you to each and every one of you practitioners. You show up just so full. And it just fills my heart and fills me with gratitude that I will carry with me forever and always. And I am always here. Thank you all. And to Pierre, you have shown up every single week. You enlighten us. You have talked about expansion. You have expanded my version of what it is to me to be committed and to love what you do, man, to do what you love and love what you do, because you do, like no one I know. And I just want to say thank you to you as well, sir.
And thanks for everything you've done for us here at the center, and all the practitioners as well. It's been a joy to come and sing for you all, and everyone out there in the ether web. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Pierre. So if you'll play us out, and you know what I think we're going to do? Let's all stay on screen and dance. We're all dancing behind the scenes. Bagua, that let's just have fun and dance and play to your beautiful music.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
This is called The Middle. Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on. Just try your best. Try everything you can. And don't you worry what they tell themselves when you're away. It just takes some time. Listen up, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything'll be just fine. Everything'll be alright. Hey, you know they're all the same. You know you're doing better on your own. So don't buy in Live right now. Yeah, be yourself. And doesn't matter if it's good enough for someone else. It just takes some time, listen up, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. It just takes some time, listen up, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. Yourself off, yeah. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on. Just do your best, do everything you can, and don't you worry what the bitter hearts are gonna say. It just takes some time, listen up, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. It just takes some time, listen up, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. Oh.
Woo! Well, listen, everything will be all right. Just know that, everybody. And just go out and spread love everywhere, everybody. Thank you, Pierre. Thank you, all practitioners. Thank you, everyone who's been involved with this amazing experience and experiment. You know, love you all, and just keep shining your light. Just keep shining your light. Namaste, everybody. Have a great week.